found a bit of a crab carcass, is it?
Yeah, a crab carapace, I think is what they call it.
Carapace.
The body, yeah.
Okay, so the body, the crab's body is a carapace.
Yeah, it's the shell. It's the shell. It's a crustacean.
Yeah, you still colour on it.
Yeah, you still got the eyes and little feelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lovely felty texture as well on the shell there.
Yeah.
You don't think about them being hairy, do you?
No, not really. Crabs, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you only eat the middle bit usually.
Yeah, with the brown and the white meat. Right, obviously that was some seagull's breakfast or something.
Yeah, it could have been, or somebody's, yeah.
So is that, that's not a brown crab, is it?
No, that's just your shore crab.
A shore crab?
Yeah, that's the commonest one.
Okay. You've got some other bits here. So this is like an oyster shell.
It is.
What's that?
And the oysters are special. You've got these things, they're called slipper limpets. There's another one, a bigger one. They get pretty big, these things, actually.
Oh, so that's a little one of them?
Yeah, exactly. And sort of the shells grow on top of each other, you often find. And this isn't actually a native species. It's from North America.
Oh, really?
It was introduced to Essex accidentally, I think, through shipping traffic or whatever.
Okay.
And has now spread all around the coast. So a lot of the marine life is now actually this North American species.
So because they're all over the beaches around here.
You'll find them washed up everywhere, and also on the sea if they head out to sea as well. Like maybe half of the covering might be these things.
It's so prolific. So
they are, yeah. They've really sort of got out there and
invasive
taken
species,
over. Yeah, it is.
Dominating everything. Now they are on the beach.
Yeah, it's now. I mean, you couldn't control it now. It's part of this marine ecology. But yeah, which is why you have to be careful about moving things around, accidentally or otherwise.
Just goes to show, doesn't it, how there's all these like little smaller ecosystems and microclimates and all that kind of thing, and then when new things are brought in far away from outside of that ecosystem, it just completely tips the balance.
Yeah, we're familiar with that on land perhaps with things like Japanese knotweed, but you don't necessarily think about it in the sea, and the sea's, it's a living world out there too, whether we can see it or not.
Yeah, and plus, well, I mean, the sea covers such a large percentage of the planet, and obviously these things do take a heavy toll.
Yeah, potentially, yeah, they do. Yeah, they make up a lot of the biomass that's out there with marine life now.
Yeah. So, and I suppose eventually what grinds down and becomes sand, and eventually the cliffs.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's where chalk comes from seashells, doesn't it? Yeah, over, as you said, millions of years.
Yeah. So there it is. The process of evolution is before us. So is that actually two oyster shells? Or is that just peeled away like that?
I'm not sure actually in this instance. No, I think that's just the way it's grown. It's what it appears to be. And oysters are now a sort of a noteworthy species, just as the blue mussels are as well, which is an example of their
And that's a living one, that looks like.
Yeah, that one's still attached. You can see it by these threads. It's the way it attaches onto rocks.
So that's actually stuck on the 3 different bits of flint.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's sort of gathered them all together there. Yeah, but you get these big mussel beds, which are obviously known to sort of fishermen and shellfish harvesting. But they're actually important for nature and for conservation as well now. Which is one reason why this marine conservation zone, Beachy Head West, has been designated. For the oysters, for the mussels, for the seahorses, and there's good eel population as well. And eels are now an endangered species.
They're protected, yeah.
They are, yeah, all over.
I saw a guy fishing here the other day, and he was hoping like one mast, long kid, hoping for a bit of sea bass. Pulled up an eel.
Yeah,
absolutely gutted. Sitting on this, I was quite peculiar when you put in a sea snake.
That's a good find.
Yeah. So you turn around and put it back.
Okay.
Because it goes, oh no, they're now a protected species.
That's
right. I was unaware of.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, the numbers are a very small proportion of what they used to be.
Wow.
And they go up the river estuaries. They go up, say, Newhaven, up the Ouse there, as part of the nursery grounds.
Okay, so they migrate into the river.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It just goes to show the river pollution, just how many species it affects.
Well, that's right. The estuaries are as important as the open coast here of the River Ouse and the River Ada to the west of Flora.
Wonder what else there. So we've got good limpets.
Yeah.
Lots of blue mussels.
Something interesting here, which is an anemone. And kids will know about those. They look like a lump of jelly.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a few good examples down here. One of which has got its tentacles out, so it's actually feeding.
Yeah.
So it's sifting out the plankton. The small life that you find in the water here.
Yeah.
whilst the tides up a bit or water remains in the rock form.
Sure. So as soon as they're submersed, they're
That's
out
right. The
feeding for a bit
tentacles
of
come
food.
out, and when they're not, then they retract to this
So
jelly blob.
do some of them sting?
They sting in a very small way for the microscopic life, so that's how they sort of capture and potentially sort of poison their prey. But and some species are sort of, if you like, more stingy than others. But these ones, they certainly won't harm you and I here.
Right.
But if you were a tiny shrimp, possibly they might.
They get you.
Yeah.
So even though they feel like jelly, they're not jellyfish. So at the minute there's been a lot of talk about the compass fish coming up. Is that just coming up on the Gulf Stream? They actually look like the points on the compass, don't they?
Okay, the compass jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's several different species of jellyfish, and they tend to come in at this time of year, sort of late August, with the summer, following the sort of currents and the food sources. So yeah, and most jellyfish again won't sting you. They can't sting you, but a few can and could. So yeah, it's always worth sort of being mindful.
Sure. I mean, I was chatting to a lifeguard, and he was saying like, well, you should be mindful of, cautious around them. But if you annoy them, they will give you a good bee sting if they want to.
Yeah, or if you swim through them inadvertently, then you will feel it on your skin, more than a tickle, probably.
Yeah, more than a tickle, take by surprise, it's like, okay.
Yeah, so no, you should try to avoid it, obviously.
Yeah.
But you get some great examples washed up after storms and things, on the strand line, big blocks. Big dinner plate size.
Yeah, big old thing.
Yeah.
And they're a strange kind of creature, right? They're completely different compared to like mammals.
Well, they're very sort of basic and primitive, and they've been around for a very long time. Predate dinosaurs, that sort of marine life, as do a number of these sort of crustaceans like crabs and lobsters.
And the reason why they've been around so long is they're like an evolutionary design classic.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's right. They've survived through sort of periods of mass extinction, which did the last one did for the dinosaurs, didn't it?
Yeah.
So,
and that's what
they hung on when most things disappeared at that stage.
Sure. I mean, that's the thing now with all the so many species in decline. There is a current kind of new mass extinction going on, isn't there?
Well, yeah. So they call it, I think it's the fifth sort of, like mass extinction potentially, which in this instance, like people are responsible for, whether it's climate change or it's habitat destruction. So there's that global picture. This is happening. Humans take up more and more of the planet and use it to a greater extent, and that has a knock-on effect on. I think it's running at 1,000 times the background extinction rate, something like that. The level of species extinction, and it's things, particularly climate change, which things can't adapt quickly enough. They either directly lose their homes from losing their habitat, from us sort of taking up the land for whatever it is, growing food, whatever it happens to be, or it's more subtle than that, and we're actually modifying the climate, whether we mean to or not, and not everything can adapt quickly enough to cope with that, or migrate fast enough to do so.
It's moving that bit too fast.
That's right.
I think in a minute, if you look on the website, you'll see a graphic on there where we're losing 50 football fields of forest every minute. Habitat disappearing, species disappearing. So yeah, it does pay to consider the environment.
No, that's the global dimension, and our main interest is really in our local environment. We're responsible for what's on our doorstep, looking after that, using that wisely, appreciating, enjoying it, but not sort of destroying it.
Yeah. So you've kind of got to think global, act local, start personally.